Hey guys, T2, welcome back to the Titan Preparedness channel. In today's video, I want to discuss electric vehicles and how they can be beneficial to us as preppers. Now, before we start this video, two things. Number one, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I greatly appreciate it. Number two, we need to define some terms before we get into this video. The reason is because a lot of the general public is unfamiliar with these terms, with these words. So to make this video, I need to define the terms. Now, we are not discussing mild hybrids. These are hybrid engines and hybrid systems that you see in any car driving around today. And the reason we're not discussing basic hybrids is because solely running on the battery pack, they can go about less than a mile. Great way to save gas, but for this video, not very beneficial. So the first way EVs benefit preppers: you will save money. This is true for 99% of people. The reason being is because the electricity is cheaper than gas. For the last month or so, I've been driving a Chevy Volt. It is a plug-in hybrid. It gets 53 miles of electric range and 40 miles to the gallon. So if I wanted to put gas in my vehicle and drive 40 miles, it would cost me currently $2.15 per gallon. Now, if I wanted to plug my vehicle up and run electricity instead of gas for that same 40 miles, it would cost me $1.69 to fully charge my batteries. To get the same amount of mileage out of the equivalent of gas, it would cost me $2.79 because my electricity range is 1.3 times higher than my gas range. So for every 53 miles that I travel on electricity, I'm saving $1 from the same point if I were to travel on gas. Now, I get it, $1 here, $1 there, doesn't sound like much. However, gas is pretty cheap right now. $2.15, that's not bad at all. Let's say it doubles. Let's say it goes up to $4.30, $4.40, $5 a gallon again like we saw in 2012. $1.69 to charge, or $5 to go less miles. I'm going with $1.69. And that's not including any free charging. My work has free charging, so I charge it every day I'm at work. I drive home, I drive back to work. Cost me $0 in gas. Prior to buying this vehicle, I was spending almost $100 a month just to go back and forth to work. Now I'm spending $0 to drive back and forth to work. To me, that's a huge benefit. Number two, diversity in your portfolio. We've all heard the saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Most people for the last 100 years have put all of their money into the gas basket. You are at the mercy at whoever wants to control the gas prices. If your local gas station down the road says, you know what, we just want to give gas away 25 cents. Cool, you're paying 25 cents. But if they jack it up to $4 a gallon, you're paying $4 a gallon. Not really much you can do, not really much you can say. You can either go fill up for $4 a gallon, or you can buy a bike. You can walk to work. With an EV or even a plug-in hybrid, your diversification expands. Now you're not relying solely on one transport method, but now you have a secondary. Most individuals who buy a EV have a gasoline motor as backup, especially if it's their first EV. So they'll have their Tesla, but they'll also have their little freaking Honda Civic or something. With having a diverse portfolio like that, you can choose which one you want to use. Let's say your price of electricity goes skyrocketed. Gas is cheap, go buy some gas. Gas goes up, but electricity remains the same or it goes down. Fill up on electricity, drive back and forth to work on that. You have the option to choose which one you want to go with. With having only gas engines or diesel engines in your portfolio, you are at the mercy at whatever the local gas companies want to charge you. Number three, the infrastructure. Gasoline's been around for 100 plus years, so it has had time to develop its own infrastructure. What does infrastructure mean for me and you? It means, does the local gas station 5, 10, 15 miles away have gas? Can I fill up on my way to home? Can I fill up on my way to work? Now, what happens to the infrastructure before and after a big storm? Well, it gets overran. Let's say that there's a hurricane fixing to hit your door. Everyone's going to run down to the gas stations. Everyone's going to fill up their vehicles. Everyone's going to fill up their generators. Everyone's filling up their chainsaws. They're filling up 55-gallon drums in the back of their truck. They want to make sure that they have enough gas on hand in case they need to pull it to use it for that generator. Now, as a prepper, I have no problem with that. That is something that you need to prepare for if you are planning on living in a storm area or owning a generator. This last year, we have experienced so many freaking storms in my area. We had a tornado. We had winter storms. We had an ice storm. We had a windstorm. What happened to the local infrastructure of gasoline? Some of these local gas stations didn't have power. Some of them didn't have fuel. Some of them weren't getting fuel until the week after because it's considered a dangerous area and the fuel trucks won't transport to them. If you were one of the unlucky few that didn't fill up before the storm, now there's no gas to be had. You could just bounce to the next town over, but you're traveling 20 miles down the road to fill your vehicle up. Now let's talk about the infrastructure for electric vehicles and plug-ins. You are seeing level 2 chargers pop up everywhere. Grocery stores, malls, museums, parks. On my way home from work, I pass 6 level 2 chargers, 8 of them if you count people who will allow you to use their home level 2 chargers. That gives me 8 gas stations that I can swing by on my way to work or on my way home to plug up and top my vehicle off. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, if there's a storm, there's power outages. If there are power outages, how are you supposed to charge your vehicle? Power outages are always dependent on your location. During all the events last year, this house never lost power. Knock on wood, of course. During all the events of last year, my work never lost power. If you know that these chargers are out there, there's a chance that if your local one 5 miles up the road is out of power, head 5 miles that way. You might be able to plug up. There's always the option to charge right here at home. You can find any 110, 120 wall outlet and plug your vehicle up to it. Whether that's here at home, any building, any structure, any place that has a wall outlet, you can simply plug in. I don't have just these 6 to 8 charging stations between here and work. I have every building, every house, every gas station, every hotel, every structure that has a plug-in that I can charge a cell phone, I can charge a vehicle. Again, it will take some time, but as long as they don't mind, go ahead and plug up. Number 4, it gets you that much closer to being self-sufficient. A lot of preppers have an end game. They have an end goal to be self-sufficient, to live off the grid, to live in the middle of nowhere and not require anything from anyone. Let me tell you a secret. You will never be self-sufficient if you are paying someone else for the fuel it takes to run your vehicle. Now, to be self-sufficient, to be off the grid, you need some sort of power source. Unless you're living like a hermit or like the Amish, you probably want to have some sort of power. So most preppers have looked into getting solar panels or building wind farms or doing some sort of hydroelectric out in the backyard. If you're already making the power, why not use the power for your transportation? You might as well benefit from that in 2 ways versus just the one. Now, most of us will never be self-sufficient. Most of us will never live off the grid. But if you are looking into solar panels or wind farm or hydroelectric or whatever else other way you want to make power, use it. Use it for your own good and stop paying someone else for the price of gas. Number 5 is kind of a mixed bag of all the benefits that I've seen in the last month of driving a plug-in hybrid. So the first thing, they are stupid quiet. If you've never driven an electric vehicle, that is the first thing you will notice. There is no engine noise. Now, into the world, maybe you want to sneak up on someone. Maybe you want to be quiet and all tactical. You ain't doing that in a big V8 powered dual exhaust lifted truck. But you can creep up on someone in a freaking electric. I don't know how many times people have walked out in front of me at gas stations because hell, they couldn't hear my car running. The second thing I found out is just how torquey and how speedy some of them are. Teslas are stupid quick, Mustangs are pretty quick. The Nissan Leaf is not quick at all, but some of them are faster than others. So if you're trying to get away from somebody, if you're trying to rev up hills, yeah, you can do it pretty nice in a little plug-in vehicle. The third thing I've enjoyed is being able to plug up here at home. I haven't been to a gas station to get gas in almost 2 months now. And so that's one less thing that I have to stock up on. That's one less thing that I have to worry about if a storm's coming or if whatever's happening is gasoline. Now, I might still top off my vehicle, but if I drove something like a Tesla, well, oh no, big storm's coming. I just plug it up to the house. Now, the next thing is that there's not a lot of plug-in vehicles on the road. If you get a plug-in or an EV, you might be one of the only local people that has one. Now, that benefits you because you might be one of the only people using a level 2 charger that somebody put in and is completely free. At my work, we have 8 level 2 chargers. There's 3 of us that drive plug-in vehicles. So every day I get to fill up. Every day I get to charge my vehicle up, and it costs me $0 to drive to work. So if you can convince your local town to put a level 2 charger at the mall or the police station or the fire department or wherever, you could be the only one using that thing. And it could be absolutely free. That's like having a free gas station in your backyard. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope gas does not get $5 a gallon because that would absolutely suck again. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've learned some things about electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids and how they can actually benefit us as preppers. Hope you guys have a good day. T2 out.